Today, you think that brands are willing to kind of be looking as vulnerable as possible?
I would imagine, most of them are not. It's run as a cause. No entry fee, this, that, and the other. Okay, and now we get entries from all over the world. People actually fly down from all over the world if they win to accept the award in Mumbai. It was more on account of the fact that since I started an agency without an account, probably the only agency which actually started without an account. I had some dreams or goals, and by 47 all those had been achieved. Anything you do, you should do well. In my agency, we had a post-it, okay, and I used to tell the writers and all that when you send in any work for me to see in the end. I used to like to see all the work before it goes to the client. I used to say, put this thing on it, okay, post it on it. And I used to say, and the line on that post-it was, autograph your work with excellence.
Send me the images. I said, what's the hurry? And his dialogue is very fresh in my mind. He said, Papa, if it's not on Instagram, it didn't happen. All risk is necessary for spurring growth. And if you become very, very aseptic where risk is concerned, you will be less interesting. Why do they kidnap people for ransom? They should kidnap their mobile phone. Creative can be churned out at least at a first cut level. I will not want to pay for iterations. I will only want to pay for end outcomes. So what we retain, the remembering self, is very different from the experiencing self.
There is a science behind our
Persuasion. So what is saying ROI, in a triangle, I will say brand love is in the center. The lower part of the triangle, I will say, is a conversion. Help me. But that moment when I was going through that journey, I hate it and hide it. I don't want to tell anybody. But today when I turn back and I say, no, thank God, my poverty has a purity.
Satisfied in being dissatisfied.
Yeah, I think that's only made me to get up in the morning because I don't think I'm good enough.
They have gone and made multi-billion-dollar investments, and they are shit scared it's not going to be as good as that they can make money off it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is controversial.
What you're saying actually is that we come with an intrinsic advantage because of our culture, values, all that.
You are in the media and entertainment industry. Your job is to engage and entertain people for the time and money that you have asked from them.
If there is any in which we can kind of coerce, influence, inspire, motivate each other into kind of bringing them to fruition, so I'm up and available.
Say this in Hindi ke baal ki khal nahi udharni chahiye. And this is important from a marketing perspective also, is to build a relationship and empathy first. Build the trust first. But I think she was also somebody who set a great vision for me in an era of a Marwadi girl from a very small town to encourage her to have a career. It's a bit like Bollywood, right? Lots and lots of people have talent, or a few people make it.
Say you're 50. You only have 30 summers left in your life. What are you going to do?
Who said that ideas are plenty, but ideas without action are regrets.
Yeah.
If I'm recollecting right, it is Tom Peters who said that when you die, none of your tombstone is actually going to mention that shaped 16 consecutive quarters of profit.
Net worth, whatever.
Steve Jobs and Apple, and I think he was the one who actually said that do not waste your time asking people what they want because they don't know what they want.
Which is a beautiful line, truth well told. Middle class or lower middle class backgrounds, they work their butts off. JJ is a government college. They can work with their hands and their minds, and there is no privilege. Nobody is entitled, and it is so charming to see that. It is so beautiful to see that. This new generation which is brimming with ideas and doing wonderful things.
I also know of people when they have a plate of fried rice in front of them, apart from actually using it for the posting on in a social media, some of them actually even end up singing, "Kaabo tumya koi asi baat." Knowingly, the level of creativity is so suboptimal.
100%.
I don't open a sunroof and say I can do it all because I'm driving this car.
Yeah.
Come on, we are far more intelligent than that. Yeah?
We were at an HR conference and I was saying, oh yeah, these HR people, they're so stuck in time. They're 10 years behind. And he looked at me and he was like, don't get offended, but marketing is no better. When you put in that feeling and aspirational angle or lens, when you start to create differentiation in what the brand is saying, how it makes the customer feel, what it actually does.
One word killing most advertising today.
Phrase, maza nahi aaya. The AI is like the junior team that you had at one time. It's very easy to achieve certain metrics and where without a big idea in it, and it'll deliver your numbers. But I feel that in the long run, if you want to make a deeper connection as a brand with your consumers, then you have to look for meaning and look to create meaning.
When you think about how the consumers are thinking about their own experiences, right? There's a certain benchmark that they have in their minds. It's important to understand the kind of expectations that those consumers have and to be able to consistently deliver those kind of expectations. I think that is probably one of the hardest kind of challenges today.
Right.
Nearly 26 years to the date now. And I saw various eras as well, even in the world of tech, right? The internet was the first, and the mobile and the smartphone explosion was the next. And then came the era of cloud, and now this is what I think of as the fourth revolution, which is AI, which seems to be the fastest growing as well in terms of velocity.
I think a lot of Moore's law is going to be even turned upside down.
Moore's law itself is going to be
exactly right.
At one point in time, even accepting computers was rebellious. Accepting a 35mm camera was a rebellious because we were shooting on 6x7. Correct. So accepting even offset printing was rebellious. Typesetting was rebellious. So as you adopt, keep adopting new things, you're always, if you are the front runner, and then if you are adopting ahead of everyone else, and then world looks at you as a rebellion. Correct. You, in your own mind, what it can take is what is being done. It cannot predict, what you could do. So creativity and storytelling lies, human intellect lies here, we are unpredictable. So we do things, which machines cannot predict. As human beings, we all have a distinctive voice of ourselves. Our voice is like a thumbprint. I have my own vocabulary. I have my own imperfections. If I correct all my imperfections, I will be no different from anyone else.
Right.
Correct. It is vulnerabilities and imperfections which gives a unique personality to us.
Saying this is that for a youngster like me, when you went into meetings at Hindustan Unilever, where you had to defend every sentence that you've written,
there has to be a rationale for everything.
Rational for everything. And you realize that when you're writing a 30-second ad, obviously that ad has to entertain, that ad has to engage and has to move people. Otherwise, there's no hope for that ad. But beyond that, every little second, if you look at it from the marketer's point of view, is so precious.
Yeah.
Right? So it's actually every second in an ad is real estate. So when you start to look at it that from that point of view, beyond the fact that it has to, as I said, entertain and connect with your heart. But beyond that, then you start to look at every word that you write should have a reason for existence.
The only gentleman who had really created something of what I could call size was Mr. Rajesh Jain of India World. And in fact, our entire expressindia.com website, we even didn't have the URL indianexpress.com, was hosted on the India World servers. And I would say that was the starting point of my journey, and it's been 3 decades now. I've still not left digital.
Absolutely. That is what I'm thank you for triggering the next segue. So almost 3 decades in, and digital is transformed. It has traveled a lot. If you're offered an opportunity to take back something that you built, in other words, maybe kill your darlings, okay, what would that be?
I wouldn't say kill, I would say reimagine some of the pieces. And I think so what started off as an early days of internet, I still believe they were one of the most beautiful period of internet compared to what I see today.